Where could it be? Not so loud. You'll betray our position. I'm one of the Vice Cannon scouts. I've been watching Dominion activity in Zook for days. Zook has been abandoned for years. The only one who lives there now is a crazy Kuthringi. The Dominion tied him up in the center of the village. They're searching for a magical relic called a keystone. If they find it, they could cause much havoc in Shadowfen. Maybe that Kuthringi could help us find it before the Dominion does. Could you infiltrate Zook and rescue him? Be careful with that Kuthringi. From what I've seen, he seems a bit unstable. That if he's really a Kuthringi, he'd be the last of his kind. Some say they were descended from the Nedic humans. They lived in Black Marsh as far back as records go. The Nahatan flu destroyed their culture. We thought they were all dead. They're relics that tap into Loriocel's power. Anyone who controls all the keystones and Loriocel itself would become nearly unstoppable. Obviously, it would be disastrous if the Dominion got them. Loriocel is an Ayleid ruin. We knew it protected a well of great magical power, but we never knew how to unlock it. Not until the Dominion started poking around for the keystones.
You there! Untie us!
We understand you would not recognize royalty when tied to a pillar. Therefore, we request you untie us. Perhaps. But we can think of nothing while our kingdom lies in ruins. We slowly comprehend what a boar must feel while trussed up and awaiting a feast.
Follow us! Our castle is nearby. You've proven yourself worthy of becoming one of our subjects. What is your name? Then we conscript you into our service. We are King Drillick, your liege lord. We will entertain your petitions, should you have any. When our kingdom is secure and our dignity restored, the keystone will reveal itself. So says the prophecy. The first order of business is to create a new crown. We sense your reluctance, but nothing can be done without our crown. A canny one. We dare not question your honor when it fills you to the brim. It's true, we need no crown to be king, but how can we rule with our subjects in perilous danger? The invaders bind our subjects with foul magics. They hold Laram, Deathril, and Sarase in our lowlands. When mages bind the helpless, they keep a scroll of release at hand. Find one of these scrolls and free our bound subjects. A good king listens to his people. We hear their pleas day and night. Even now they speak to us. We find it curious you cannot also hear their cries. The magic wielders spend their time conjuring spells and digging in the mud. As if binding our citizens wasn't enough, they also defile our land. Why, they're our people. Even if they weren't, we wouldn't suffer anyone to be treated that way. Not in our kingdom.
kept asking the same questions over and over.
Divines, bless you.
To know about the keystone. I told them nothing.
We no longer hear the wailing of our people. Have you freed them? Spirits? Nonsense! Come, we'll show you. Our subjects await a royal declaration at the castle tower. It's not every day you'll have the honor of escorting a king through his dominion. And you shall have it according to prophecy. The king in his tower declaims the keystone's hour. Have no fear. Your king shall be the vessel of your deliverance. As certain as we can be when it comes to prophecy, but we will do all in our power to ensure it comes to pass.
See that one's blue ball? He's most fragrant.
Show them no mercy. Your king commands it. Door out! Them pay for invading our kingdom. We have returned! Rejoice! Your king reclaims his kingdom! Long have invaders occupied our lands, but do not be afraid, for our royal army has a new captain. Come now, address the people, Captain. Why are you speaking to us? Address our citizens, Captain of the Royal Army. You don't wish to become Captain of the Royal Army? We apologize, but the only other position is Royal Consort. Though we seek to cause no offense, you simply don't intrigue us in that fashion.
What's happening?
Sherlock, remember your duty.
The keystone. I remember it now.
Forgive me. The Dominion's torture ripped my thoughts away from myself. I tried to tell you before, but it was like speaking with a mind full of sap. The keystone is sealed in the Temple of Sul. I'll do all I can to help you retrieve it.
While my people still lived, we sealed the temple with a magic ward to keep angry spirits and undead from following us out. Say Betrix to the temple door to unseal it. It means open in my language. Oh, I used to speak so many languages, but I've forgotten most of them. There's much I can't remember. Go, I'll be fine. I just need some time to rest. This door is sealed. To open, the key is your tongue.
The older ruins are surprisingly complex. Lizards never built these.
We found no evidence of a prior civilization.
At least the lizards are resilient. They'll serve us nicely.
What do you think of my new slaves?
Their skin will give your flesh sculptures great color and texture.
Indeed. My masterpiece will rival the wailing wheels of Vindicel.
Your revolt will fail, slave. You are mere
Alessia
animals.
has shown us the way, elf. We are slaves no longer.
Another looter come to steal alien treasures?
Be gone from this temple. There is nothing for you here. The keystone was stolen, absorbed by a Kothringi named Drillick. The Nahatan flu killed the rest, but somehow he was immune. Did he send you here? I don't answer to you. You are standing on hollowed ground, heathen.
This temple is sacred. You shall pay for your insolence.
But without the keystone, what happened? Absorbed? I don't know. I entered the temple and saw the keystone, and then nothing. Now that you've said it, I feel something. That must have been what kept me alive when the rest of my village died. Kothringi. Yes, I remember now. I am a Kothringi. A plague swept across the village. Sickness, death, corpses piled everywhere. Is that why I entered the temple? To find the keystone? No, I'm the last of the Kothringi. I should rejoin my people. There's a ritual to pass the keystone on to you, although it would mean my death. Let me give you the keystone. At least my survival will have meaning. I am prepared for this. My village and my family all died without purpose. I've lived long enough alone. I'm ready to join them. There is nothing left for me here except for these statues. Statues I built to remember my people, so I could have someone to talk to. Yes, that's why I built them. Someone to talk to. Why, you haven't changed a bit. What, you have a family now? Wonderful! You should have taken the keystone. There's nothing left for me here except for these statues. I built them to remember my people, so I could have someone to talk to. Remember when we used to hunt in the swamps? Fresh squaw meat roasting over the fire.
You've been gone for some time. How'd it go? Hey, I wouldn't want the death of the last Kothringi on my conscience. As far as I'm concerned, the keystone was lost to the swamps.
haven't swung my axe once since we got here, and you did all the work. Well, at least I'll get paid.
I thought we would get to go home after the keystone was found.
Well met. I'm studying the ruins throughout Shadowfen. Should you find anything significant, please bring it to me. Very interesting. One can learn much from alien ruins. I must visit this place myself. A grand discovery. You did the right thing to bring these to Hismir. I will guard this treasure and keep it safe.
Another question. The river's current.
All this shore leave's making me crazy in the head. If the captain doesn't get back soon, I don't know what I'll do.
Best not to swim in the swamp water. Why not take a boat instead? Yes, your ship is ready, and a fine one it is. Very few rats, plenty of fruit. Let me know when you're ready to set sail. Good. Follow me, please.
Ah, Skyrim. It's been some time since I've seen its people, and its snow. I will enter the city and find a safe place to store the egg. Then I will enjoy the celebration. The Nords know how to keep the cold at bay. It's my favorite thing about them.
Hello. Can I speak to you for... Welcome to Windhelm. You're just in time for the celebration. If you don't mind me saying so, you look pretty capable and good in a fight. Just the sort of individual the Thane Mera is looking for. Thane Mera Stormcloak. She keeps the city running and oversees the Windhelm Guard. That makes her extremely busy, especially now, what with the Conanliker and the Ebonheart Pact delegates and all. Of course, in addition to attending the Conanliker, the Pact leaders have important business to attend to. Important business. Now hurry along. You can find Thane Mera at the center of town, right in front of the Palace of Isgramor. I'm sure Thane Mera will appreciate your assistance, and your discretion. Oh, many apologies. I'm the Ebonheart Pact envoy in Windhelm. I've lived here for some time now. I can honestly say that I know all of the city's movers and shakers. If you need anything, anything at all, I'm the one to ask. Yes, the Conanliker. The Nords are very proud of their celebrations, and this is a big one. They want to prove that even though the Akaviri damaged the city, Windhelm is still a beautiful and vibrant place. That's what the Nords call this celebration. The entire city is celebrating King Yoren's 10th anniversary as the Skald King. Nord clans have come to Windhelm from across Skyrim to compete in various challenges to honor the king and his reign. The Akaviri hit Windhelm hard during the invasions. Most of the damage has been repaired, but work continues on the palace. King Yoren insisted that the rest of the city should come first, so the palace was the last thing worked on.
It's not a rumor.
I don't like these Stonefist characters. I don't like them one bit.
You look strong and capable, good in a fight, and brave enough to travel the world in search of adventure. If my assessment is even close to correct, I could use your help. The Conanliker, the great games to honor the reign of King Yoren, fills the city with mirth and good cheer. When a new king survives to his 10th year on the throne, we celebrate. But not everyone who has come to Windhelm is in a festive mood. The Stormfist clan hasn't been seen in a decade, but they returned for these games. Since then, there have been numerous injuries and a few deaths, and I fear worse things are to come. The clan stays at the Cold Moon Inn. See what you can learn. I am the Thane of Windhelm. My father was captain of the guard. I followed in his footsteps and climbed a bit higher. We Stormcloaks helped build Windhelm centuries ago. We're an old family, and we're proud of our heritage. What do I do? What don't I do? Rules and regulations. Meetings with King Yoren and other Thanes. Now I'm hosting pack delegates. A lot of political nonsense. Mostly, I delegate so that I can guard the city. People feel safer with the Thane around. Yes, they've come for the celebration, but also to meet with King Yoren about packed business. I try not to get too involved. In fact, I'm not sure how Yoren stands all the pomp and ceremony. It would drive me insane. We don't like to talk about it. But Yoren wasn't the unanimous choice to ascend the throne. The Stormfist clan backed his challenger, and they have been associated with ill omens ever since. Discretion is called for, hence an outsider like you. Yoren's brother, Fieldgore. He desired the throne. Normally, succession is determined by the crown of Freydis, but there were complications. Anyway, the brothers fought, Yoren won, and Fieldgore was exiled. End of story. Or so we thought.
And I don't see
got some nerve.
I don't believe this. I'm not leaving until you let us in.
They're all the same. Give a nod a helmet and they get all high and mighty. It's no wonder the palace is still a wreck.
What are you, a bunch of milk drinkers?
What interesting customs you Nords have. Drink too much and throw up, all to honor your king.
I don't like to talk. I like to drink.
This is the most revolting display
You should buy me a
of
drink, I
tolerating
think.
that I've ever witnessed.
Hey, down it!
Lots of people in Windhelm right now. It's rather exciting.
Welcome to both of you.
It's time to party hearty. Hello, friend. How long has it been? You remember Rigert the Brash, leader of the glorious expedition for Nord Cultural Exchange? It is good to see you again. You are just in time to help. I returned triumphantly from glorious mission to Dark Elf lands, and Thane Mera put me in charge of Skald King's big party. You like a good party, she says. Of course I say. No one parties like Rigert. Turns out the whole thing is mammoth dung. The pickled fish from Lower Jorgrim and the mead from Voljars have not yet arrived. Worse, my dark elf assistant never returned with my fancy Dunmer clothing from Mournhold. Everything goes wrong, and I am stuck here doing organizing things. You do a great service for Rigert. Rigert knew he could count on you. Ask anything, friend. Ah, pickled fish. Sorry, you make Rigert's mouth water. We placed the order for stinky fish with Fishermonger in Lower Yorgrim. Cross the bridge south of here and follow the shore east to the village. Finest mead in all of Skyrim comes from Volyar's Meadery. Go out the gates and cross the bridge. Then follow the road west along the river to get there. I sent my worthless assistant to retrieve fancy Dunmer garb from my vault at the bank. It's in the north part of the city. You can't be too careful with your fancy pants, right? Anyway, he never came back. Go look there for tiny little dark elf man.
What indignity! What utter... What... Who are you? Leave me alone! I'm not doing anything! Oh, such embarrassment and folly! It's a horror perpetrated against the dignity of Dunmer culture! I'm talking about the clothes! These rags, they're a horrendous joke! And Rigard plans to meet the ambassador wearing them? Oh, it's an incident in the making! I will not... I've had enough of this pit of oblivion. Going home.
Is it true what they say about the size?
Am I drunk? Or is it me?
We're celebrating the king here. Eat like you mean it.
Welcome to...
There hasn't been anyone to flirt with except Arama since we reached these wretched shores. And she's no fun to flirt with at all.